Hey girl, welcome to Her Legacy Rewritten, where we're all about taking bold, purpose-driven action to building a life you're completely obsessed with. My name's Courtney, a small-town country girl turned entrepreneur and on a personal journey to becoming the first millionaire in my family. But to be honest, most days I still feel like I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm obsessed with the process of figuring it out together like girlfriends. And around here, we're going to keep it raw, real, talking all things business, money, mindset, and the messy middle no one prepares you for, with epic guests who get it and stories to remind you you're not alone and you are made for more regardless of what season you're in. So grab your drink, pull up a seat, and let's do the damn thing, girl. Hey girl, oh my gosh, I am so happy that you are here for today's episode, because today is going to be the first episode of something that I like to call Campfire Confessions. And as you know, throughout this whole entire my podcast, I'm going to be talking to you like we are girlfriends sitting around a campfire, just sharing our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences. And this one's going to be Campfire Confessions, where it's a raw, real conversation that I'm going to be having with you. So today on this episode, I actually ended up uncovering a limiting belief of mine on July 1st. I attended something called the Alignment Experience. It was absolutely amazing. I freaking love it, and I'm looking forward to going to their in-person event. But what this experience did for me, it was something along the lines of basically like a self-assessment. Like, it's the middle of the year, where are you at? What can we do to help you, get through blocks, work through things, and really get you going to the next level? Well, one of the things that I was asked on this alignment experience was why I've been ignoring that I know what I'm doing. And at first I shrugged this entire question off because I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Everybody tells me that. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You do this so well. You show up so awesome. You're consistent. I've always been told you know what you're doing, right? And part of me is like, yeah, that's awesome. But another part of me was just like, I don't believe that. And I don't understand why I didn't believe that. And it's just been a question of mine. Why, where does this come from that I'm not as excited for things as everybody else is for me? Kind of a thing. So again, when I was asked this, why I've been ignoring that I know what I'm doing. So my answer for this was because I don't believe that what I have to say is important. Have you ever felt like your voice didn't matter? Have you ever felt like what you had to say nobody wanted to hear or value or want to be there and listen to it? After being asked this question, and that is what the answer that came up for me is that I feel like it's come from childhood. Honestly, where that belief came from, after I soaked in it for a week, almost 2 weeks of where did this come from? Because I love showing up. I love creating content. I love talking. I love encouraging people. I love coaching. I love doing all the things, right? That's something I love to do. So where did this come from that I don't believe that what I have to say is important? Where did that come from? And so after thinking about it for so long, I feel like it came from my childhood. Now, that's not to say I had that in my own home, like my parents and my brother. It wasn't really a thing, but it was mostly the community we were around, the small community that my family was around. Definitely treated kids like the kids that are meant to be seen and not heard. And it really was frustrating because I wanted to voice my opinion or my thoughts or my feelings or my whatever that may be, what I would like to do, but the way that we were treated as kids around that community was a lot of if you weren't the decision maker, basically your opinion didn't matter. Your thought about a situation didn't matter if you were not the decision maker in like the community, which was mostly the adults, right? The adults were the decision makers. And so I started to think of that. And I'm just like, you know what? Like that, I believe, is where it came from. I believe that that is where this thought, this belief that has been in me for so long that I don't believe that what I have to say is important came from. Because I was raised with basically your voice should not be heard. Your voice should not be said. And it was just kind of like that relief. But then also kind of like, why did I let that happen for so long? Why didn't I step out and start doing something different? Honestly, it came down to people pleasing and perfectionism and wanting to stay away from like the doubt that somebody would put on me if I had a different opinion of different things or different thoughts or different feelings about certain things. It was very much people pleasing to the community that was around me. And I want you to know right now, if you're in a season like what I was in, currently still working through, of where you feel like your voice doesn't matter, it does. It does. And I can tell you right now, someone out there is watching you, waiting for you to show up as you in order for them to give themselves permission to show up as them. In order for them to show up in their voice and their confidence and who they are, they're waiting for you to show up in fully who you are. I have made, I feel like, such a small impact with the circle that I'm in, but at the same time, I've made a huge impact in some people's lives the way that I show up. And I cannot wait to see what overcoming this block does for me showing up, continuing to, in my podcast, in my business as a leader, leading a team, and where I go in life. I'm really, really excited to see this because, you know, some people need to see you do it first. Some people need to see you step out on that stage, build that team, start that business, start a podcast, start talking to people, communicating with people. Like somebody needs to see you do it first. And I feel like uncovering this limiting belief is going to be that for me, for other people, is that people are going to see me do this first. And then it's going to give them that permission slip to do what they are called to do and to step out and to share their voice, because their voice matters. Your voice matters. And I want you to hear that and understand that your voice matters. It does not have to be perfect. So take that right out of your mind. It does not have to be perfect because you are perfect just the way that you are. You matter. You are someone. You matter right now. You mattered yesterday. You're going to matter tomorrow. And you are someone. From the day that you were born with magic in you to do what it is that you were called to do and to show up the way that you are. And that alone is going to make a huge impact in someone's life. And honestly, what helps me through this, I'm not so huge on journaling. I have my moments where journaling serves me very well, serves me purpose. But what works for me to start embodying the belief and then also just working through things, anybody who I've had to talk things through that listens to this, you know that sometimes I just need to say it out loud. I need to say it out loud with somebody to get my own answer, to answer my own question or my own doubt or my own thought process. I need to talk it out with somebody. I need to talk it out with another friend or a family. My husband gets the brunt of it most of the time. I'm like, I just need you to listen to me. I just want to talk and I just want to voice it. And that's how I work through things. And that's how I start to embody things. But talking to the version of you 5 years ago, doesn't she need to hear that her voice matters? I think she did, because mine did. My version of me 5 years ago needs to hear that now, that my voice matters and that I'm not done yet. I'm not done growing and I'm not done showing up and I'm not done making an impact. And I'm pretty sure you're not either. So anchoring in your why, your legacy, your purpose, your impact is super important once you uncover a limiting belief. Go back to your roots. Go back to what you're going after. Don't give up. Don't stop. Because your voice matters. You just need to give yourself that permission slip to show up as that person. So one thing that I want to leave you with a few bullet points on this, because this podcast is not just about us having a girl conversation around a campfire. It's also about taking action steps towards building a life that we freaking love. And that's exactly what this is going to be. So if you've ever felt like, currently feeling like, or it may come down the road of, why have I been ignoring that I know what I'm doing? And if your thought process comes up with, because I don't believe that what I have to say is important, I want you to unpack, where does that belief come from? Does it come from that past hurt? Does it come from fear of judgment, staying small, being put in a box, not being believed in, not being supported? Like, where does that come from? But what is something that you can do? Speak it out loud. Say this today. What I have to say matters, even if it helps just one person, even if it just helps impact one person's life. What I have to say matters, and someone needs to hear it. Your voice carries extreme power. Start claiming yours. Even if your voice shakes, even if you're scared, and even if you're nervous doing it, claim your voice, because someone needs to hear you say it first. Write a letter to your younger self. Write a letter to your future self. Something that I've started doing. I wrote myself a letter actually a few weeks ago that I have not yet had to open. And it's for those hard days when you feel like giving up. To remind you what you have overcome and what you know. And that you are powerful, you are brave, you are beautiful, you are committed, you are confident in everything that you do. You just need to remind yourself. And this reconnects you to your authority, and it reminds you your why. Your voice deserves to be heard even by yourself. And share something publicly. Like I challenge you to share something publicly this week, whether it be a post, a story, a voice note, a live, a reel, whatever that looks like. If you've got a podcast, share something real. Anything that feels honest and true to you. Don't wait until it's polished. Don't wait until you feel comfortable. Don't wait till you feel ready. You are ready now. You just have to step into your real, authentic self, your raw, real, authentic self right now, and just speak from the heart and let someone else feel seen through your courage. That's all anybody needs, is to feel seen through your courage. They need to see you have that courage so they can have that courage. So I really just want to leave you with this. You don't need more qualifications to lead. You just need to stop shrinking yourself. Let this be the week you decide to show up like your voice matters, because it does. And I want you to believe that. So girl, I hope this helped you today work through any limiting beliefs that you may have. And just really think about it. Really think about what it is that you need to do to step into that voice that you know matters, that you need to speak that matters. So I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, girl, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for listening in. If you loved this episode, I would so appreciate it if you shared it with a girlfriend. Like, send it to her right now, or post it on social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me get the message out. I'm so freaking grateful and excited to be on this journey with you, girl. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon.